Hi, guys. So, I know this episode looks a little different because I know you guys are so used to seeing Greg and Mike. Don't worry, they'll be back. This episode is just a little bit different just because I've been drawn to um, it's things I've been wanting to say, and I've been stopping myself from picking up the camera. And if you watched the last episode, I briefly touched on listening to God. And so a couple of weeks ago, like it was God steady telling me like pick up the camera, pick up the camera, pick up the camera. And sometimes I get in these spaces where I'm just like, well, I can't do it today, or I can't do it by myself, or if I do it by myself, who's going to listen, who's going to watch? But that's not the message to get to who it needs to get to, basically. So I had wrote some points down just so I won't forget some of the things that I want to talk about. But yeah, so let's get started. Thank you for joining me as always. This episode is going to be a little different, a little special just because it is just me. And the first thing that I want to talk about is your growing season. And this is something that I really had to understand for myself, because you get put in certain situations, certain circumstances, you get put through so many things, and it's not God holding you back. It's just when you're ready, you'll be ready, he'll give it to you. So I just want to touch on the growing season because I feel like the season that I'm currently in my life is my growing season. And the reason why I say that is because maybe about a year ago today, I was just getting into transitioning into a new job, and things were starting to look up, but I still couldn't kind of understand like why I was still going through some of the things that I was going through. And that's when I started to get stronger in my faith, listen to God, start to get a closer relationship. Although I have gotten closer, there's still a lot of work that I do still have to do. But within this season, God has been speaking to me through my dreams. And I don't know how to kind of explain it, but it is just kind of like, it's not often, but there'll be times where I'll be like, God, let me be able to know when you're speaking to me. Know that it's you that's speaking to me. And it may not be right then and there when I say that, but it might be a couple of nights or like a week or two later, and I'll have a dream. And it'll be like a very vivid dream. Like, everybody dreams, but, sometimes when you dream, you don't know what your dream is about. Or it might just be like, I feel like everybody has that dream of them falling, like, and you wake up right before you hit the ground. It's not dreams like that. It's like, pretty much I would dream about something. Like I had a dream about one of my friends, and I spoke to my friend the next day, and I wasn't even going to say anything to her about the dream that I had because I was just like, nah. But she ended up texting me that morning, and I was like, well, let me just tell her the dream that I had. And I told her, and she was just like, nah, that's crazy. And I'm like, yeah, I know, right? I wasn't even going to tell you. And then she was like, no, it's crazy because it's true. So that was the second time that happened, though, because the same exact thing happened to me before, but with a different friend. So I'm starting to kind of get these more vivid dreams. I feel like that is God's way of speaking to me. I do kind of hear him speaking to me maybe at like around 3 a.m. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I'll just hear him. And it's like, how do you know if you're hearing God? I can't explain it because to me, it's just me. It's like you hear your own voice, but I know it's not me, So, but growing season is trusting the process. It's knowing that you have to go through certain things in order to get to where God wants you to go. So there may be something that you're trying to get to, or it might be something that you want right now, but you can't grasp it yet. And that's because God knows when it's for you and when you need it versus when you want it, and it's like, if you're not ready for it, he won't allow it to happen. Right. So I think we just got to kind of be mindful about that. So a growing season is not bad. You know, it may seem like the world is falling down. Like, not everybody's growing season is the same. So for some people, it may seem like everything is falling apart. And I went through that too. It seemed like everything was going downhill and everything was bad. And that's when I, started fasting and was building a closer relationship with God. And it just seemed like within a couple of months, things started turning around and it started getting better and it started getting better. So just keep that faith. Like, God is real. I can't explain it to you unless you go through it yourself for you to know. But there are things that he will show you, even just the slightest of things. And you probably don't even pay attention to them because they're so minuscule. But God, that's all I can say. So yeah, growing season, just lock in with yourself, lock in with God for sure, God first, and do what you got to do. Like, times get hard, things get hard. We are in a difficult place with, as far as everything being expensive. Like, we already know everything is so high. Groceries are high, gas is high. So it's just like, this is a trust the process season. You got to trust God, trust the process. This is your growing season. So that's the first thing that I kind of wanted to touch on, just because that was something that has been speaking to me as far as like, get the message out there. So when God talks, you have to listen. So let's see what my second point was. I'm going to try not to like make the video too long and drawn out, and I'm also not used to like just me recording. Like, I'm always used to having Greg and Mike. So I think that this was also a test for me from God, because I like, he would say, pick up the camera, and it'll be just me. And I'll be like, oh, but God, I have to wait for my friends. And it's like, sometimes you can't wait for your friends. Not saying that, waiting is a bad thing, but if God is telling you to do something, do it. Like, so more content is going to be coming out soon with them. But right now, this is a message that I had to get out. So my next point that I wrote down is grinding. Yes, and I definitely put grinding. I did. But just because I don't even know how to start. You got to stay locked in with yourself. You got to stay focused. If there is a certain goal that you're trying to get to, you're the only person that can get you to that goal. You can't expect anybody else to do it for you, or you can't expect anybody else to push you to do it. You can't expect anybody else to put their all in to help you do it. Because if you don't take yourself serious, then how do you expect other people to take you serious? So you got to do the self-work. You got to do it for you. You got to do it for whatever future that you want. You just got to do it. And you can't make excuses for it. And I can say that because I've always been like a excuse person, like, and not with everything, but just when it comes to certain things, when I try to hold myself accountable for certain things, like going to the gym. Like, I'll be so super locked in, and I would be doing good, and I'll be in the gym for like a couple months, literally at a time. And then I'll get to a place where it'll be like, one day my friend will be like, oh, like, I don't feel like going. And so because my friend doesn't go, I don't go. And it becomes a habit. So now I've been out of the gym. After I've been in the gym for months consistently, I've been out of the gym now from one day turns into 2 days, turns into a week, turns into 2 months. So now I'm in a space of, okay, now I got to start back over again, because I allowed myself to fall out of that cycle. I can't blame nobody else but myself for that, because just because she didn't want to go, I can't hold her accountable for me. I can't hold her accountable for the self-work that I'm trying to do within me, because I'm responsible for who I am, how I am, and what I want to do. So I think that that's a lesson that I have been learning as well, to do what I need to do. Not let people hinder me from doing what I need to do or what I want to do. Because if you wait on people, it's going to set you back every time. And I even learned that with like birthdays. Like, don't get me wrong. If you know me, you know my birthday. I take my birthday so serious. I love my birthday, right? Which I feel like everybody does. And I just feel like when it comes to my birthday, of course I want to be surrounded by love. I want to be with my friends, And so when I try to do something and I plan it and I get the information out to everybody and I get excited, and we're talking about it, and then it comes down to it and then it doesn't happen. So now all of a sudden, my birthday plans are ruined. Like in my mind they're ruined, right? Because I'm like, dang, like I was waiting on this person to do this and they took too long. So now, this Airbnb is sold out. So now we got to find another one. Oh, now we found another one, but now the price is too much. Oh, now they're not going anymore. Now we got to downgrade this and that. Now it just becomes too much. I feel like I let myself get, what's the word I'm trying to say? I let too many people control what it is that I want to do because I want to make everybody else happy when it's my birthday. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why am I holding myself back from doing something that I want to do because I want to make sure that everybody else is comfortable or everybody else, can participate or do, like, because when it comes down to everybody else's birthday, they're going to do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of who goes or who doesn't go. And so I've always been that type of person that's just kind of like, like, oh, I want my friends around and I want to do this and I don't want to do it unless they do it. You got to stop being like that. Like, literally, I've been learning like the past year, maybe the past 2 years. And it's like so many things have been happening and coming to light that it's just like I have to learn that it's time for me to start living for me. Not saying that I haven't been living for me, but I've been more so letting other people kind of dictate how things are going to turn out or what we're going to do. I got to stop doing that. So, I definitely did a redo of my birthday just because I just felt like it didn't turn out the way I thought it would turn out. It wasn't the way I wanted it to be. So I did it again. And I had a great time. I mean, even my birthday last year, I had a great time. Don't get me wrong. It just wasn't what I wanted to do, but I still did something. You know what I'm saying? Because the point was to still be celebrated. But it just wasn't what I wanted to do, so I did redo it. If y'all know me, y'all know it's just how I am. Sometimes I be a little extra. But so, I know that's long-winded, but I say all of that to just say that when you are grinding, you're grinding for you. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, your friends can't do the things for you that you want to do. Your family can't do the things for you that you want to do. You have to do what you want to do for you. And that's just that on that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So today is the day to stop the excuses. Stop the excuses. Stop making up why you can't do this, why you can't do that, why you're waiting on it, and just go for it. Because once you start doing that, you're going to start seeing how much your life changes. Even if it's just something so small, so tiny, and then it blows up. So just keep that in mind, okay? So the next topic that I have is a fresh financial outlook. Now, this one is so important. Like, now look, I'm not no money guru or nothing like that. So I can't tell you how to flip 100 and make it 200,000 million or whatever. I don't know. But what I can say is you got to start from somewhere. So if you have a mindset of, I don't got it, you ain't never going to have it. Okay? Like, it is always how you think and how you speak. There's power in the tongue, and that's real. So, if you feel like you're not where you want to be at financially, what are you going to do to change it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you going to do to help yourself get to the next level of where you're trying to go? Even if it's just you want to save up for a vacation, or you want to save up to buy a pair of shoes, or you want to save up to move, or you just want to save just to save. You want to just be able to have your bank account stacked. I get that. Because again, like I said, the economy right now is trash. It's trash, you know, and I feel like everybody knows that. And it just seems like it's getting worse, which it is. It is. But it's also how you make it. I went to church and my pastor said, which is so true, and I've heard it before. My pastor said, if you can't handle the little that you have, what makes you think God is going to give you a lot? And that resonated with me because it's always been like, I feel like I've been praying the same prayer, right? I've been praying for financial freedom. I've been praying for, to get out of debt. But it's just like, what am I doing myself to help me, achieve the goals that I want? And if I can't even work with what I have, how can I expect to work with more? So that was a good point too. That was a really good point. So all of this is about you basically just locking in. Just locking in with yourself. Locking in with what it is that you want to do. Get a notebook, a piece of paper, anything, and write down your goals. Write down your goals that you want to accomplish for the week. Let's start small. Write down, today is Sunday. Write down what you want to have accomplished by next Sunday. Start checking it off. Start small. Reward yourself for the things that you're able to get through. Then go further. Okay, the next 30 days. What do you want to do for the next 30 days? How are you going to get to where you want to be at? You got to think about that. So everything will fall into place, but you're the only one that can make it happen. You can't expect anybody else to help you get to where you want to go. Your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, all of that is about you. It's for you. It's for your future. Whatever it is that you want to do, you got to do it. You got to lock in with yourself. Let's see. So, my next topic, and this one is it's a little tough just because I kind of just briefly spoke on it. Fitness goals. Y'all, I feel like every time we talk, right? I feel like every time we talk, which be like 3 months at a time, and I am so sorry. I do apologize for that. I told y'all I'm trying to get better. I am trying to get better. But I just feel like every time y'all see me on this side of the camera, I'm always talking about how I'm about to lock in with the gym, right? Or even just fitness in general, being more healthy, eating better, getting more exercise, And I made that a point in my notes for a reason because, like, we're talking about holding ourselves accountable. That's another area where I have to hold myself accountable for that. Because, again, like the example I gave earlier, I can't let anybody stop me from doing what I want to do or where I want to be. And so I know if there's something that I don't like, I'm the only person that can change that. So, and it's so crazy because I got friends who really be getting to it. Like, Greg and Mike really be getting to it. Like, they be in the gym. Like, and y'all know that. Y'all know that. They be in the gym. So, and they always just be like, anytime, like, call us. Call us. Like, we could all be in there together. And they not wrong. But, again, that's the piece of me that's like, maybe tomorrow. Maybe next week. Maybe next month. And then it never happens. It's like, that's them excuses. So, I have a plan for myself. And I started a goal for myself. Again, start little, increase. So, I ain't gonna speak too much on it. Because like I said, every time I'm on the side of the camera and I say something about working out and fitness, So, I'm not gonna speak on it. But I have a goal. I gave myself a goal. And I'm starting small. So we'll see what happens or where that goes from there. So that's all I'm really going to talk about on that end because I really don't. I'm not going to speak too much on that. I'm not going to speak too much. But just know. Okay? Fitness goals coming soon. So I have two topics left, but they kind of go hand in hand. So I have the dating pool, and then I also have love, which is why I say they go hand in hand, kind of, because and so I also put the pool between wanting to be loved but not trying to center your mind and focus around it, and also allowing everything to be on God's timing. So I just always had like this, like, I'm such a loving person and I have such a big heart, and it's just like I've always been so like infatuated with the thought and the idea of love and being loved and being in love and loving someone, starting a family, but it just seems like the dating pool now is trash. Like, I'm pretty sure if there's single people out there, you understand. Like, you know how it is. It's just like people are either weird or they don't know what they want. They keep wanting to play games. So I really just briefly want to speak on that. I just want to speak on like trusting God, trusting the process. Like, everything is God centered. I'm just gonna say it like that. And no, I'm not trying to convert you or want you to be like, oh, do this, do that, because you're your own person at the end of the day. You're gonna do what you want to do. You're gonna make your own decisions. But what I just mean is you have to trust in God's timing. And so I've always been so big on love. And so I do feel like sometimes, well, when I was younger, like, I used to feel like sometimes that wanting to find love so bad, it kind of blinded me to what was in front of me. And I always ended up with guys who just didn't deserve my time. Okay. But that was like early 20s. You know what I'm saying? I'm older now, so I've been patient, and although and I know like a lot of people have those times where they're like, okay, like, God, I've been patient, I've been waiting, it seems like it's not gonna happen. And I've had those moments where I had to literally get on my knees and pray to God and just be like, God, I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know how, I don't know why, but I trust you. But I know that one thing is, we can't go to God and say, I trust you, I give it all to you, and then we turn around and still worry about it. That's not how it works. And I'm the biggest critic for saying that, because I do it all the time. But I'm also still human, and I'm still learning, and I'm still trying to figure it out, trying to learn how to put it in his hands and let it go. So yeah, it's easier said than done, for sure. But if anything is for you, is meant for you, it'll happen. And if it hasn't happened yet, it's not the time. And I just know, I've spoke to a couple of different people. I got a couple of different friends that are kind of like, we have these random conversations where we're just like, okay, like, we got our stuff together. We own our stuff. We working on ourselves. We're, doing things, but where is our man? Like, where's our man? Friend, where is our man? But he's coming. If he hasn't already, he's coming. But it's, in the meantime, we got to do our own self-work. We do our self-work. He over there somewhere doing his self-work. And when it's time, it'll happen. So, just, I don't know, y'all. Just, all I can say is, trust the process, trust God. That's all you can do, It's really not too much to say about it. Like, let's see. Yeah, and then, so trying not to center your mind around it's just more so like, you want things to be natural. You want it to be organic. So one thing that I am a strong believer in is do not chase love. Don't chase it. You should not be chasing a man. You shouldn't be chasing a woman. You shouldn't be chasing a cat. You shouldn't be chasing a dog. Don't do it. Because if it's for you, it'll happen. naturally and organically. If you're chasing love, 9 times out of 10, you want it so bad that you're willing to settle. You're willing to deal with anything. And I don't know about y'all, but I refuse to do that. Which is why I've been single for so long. Because, yeah, I could have been in a relationship. I could have been in several relationships. But none of those they weren't the one for me. Have you ever had those moments where you've been talking to someone and they'll say something and you'll be like, yep, that's not my husband, or yep, that's not my wife? Because y'all know. And sometimes we waste our time because we talk to them anyways, just because, unfortunately, sometimes we get bored, which we got to stop doing that too. But we be knowing. But we just do what we want to do anyway. Moral of the story, do not chase love, okay? Like, y'all been off of social media for 3 months, right? So, first thing, which is bad. First thing, once my 3 months was over with, I got on TikTok, right? And I just want to say, first of all, social media, that's going to be a whole nother thing. Although I didn't put no notes in that, but it just made me think about it, because y'all got to stop trying to live for social media too. Because everything that you see is not what it seems. And that's true. Because I don't know if, like, y'all be on TikTok or whatever the case may be, but I got on TikTok and I seen them girls up in there telling all their business, okay? Talking about how they caught they man cheating, and, they baby daddy is from hell, and all. Like, it's a lot. It's too sad. I feel like it's two sides to social media. Either you're going to see the fake stuff, or you're going to see the stuff that's way, way, way too real, and we be in everybody's business. I'm talking about, I be feeling like I'm sitting on the couch with sis, and I'm hearing her tell her story about how her man cheated on her with another man, and she caught him in the bed. Like, that's how real it be getting. So I think that social media has changed our outlook on a lot of things. Like, you cannot believe everything you see. That's real. Like, if you don't see it for yourself, if you don't have experience with it for yourself, don't trust it. Don't trust it. Because you'll see half the people on there, they seem like they so in love. And come to find out, the girlfriend messing with her boyfriend, best friend. Like, everything that glitters ain't gold, okay? Or whatever them people be saying. But just hang in there, okay? And to anybody that's listening, watching, soaking it in or not, you doing a great job, okay? Just hang in there. Things is gonna get better. And I know that right now it may seem like, if you're at a place where it seems like you don't know where to go next, or you don't know how things are gonna get done, or you don't know how you're gonna get through it, you'll get through it. And when you get into any of those emotions, those feelings, those thoughts, go to God. You should be going to God for anything anyways. But sometimes, another thing my pastor said, you'll exalt all your options first, and then you'll go to God. And then that's when you want to trust him. And I can't say that, you know what I'm saying? I've been like that before too. And that's what originally started me on my journey. So I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but don't let that always be your last option, your last resource, because we were first on God's list, so he shouldn't be last on ours. So with all of that being said, I don't want it to be too long or too drawn out. I do appreciate y'all as always for always tuning in, sticking with me, even though I be gone for months at a time. Y'all, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But I'm gonna get better, like I said. But I just had to do it. I just had to just pick the camera up. And y'all know, if you know me, you know I'm a certified yapper, okay? Y'all know I could talk. So, it's gonna be more. Sometimes you'll see Greg and Mike. Sometimes it'll just be me, and that's okay too. Cause like I said, certified yapper. So, baby, I got some stories now. We can talk. But As always, I always appreciate y'all. Always. Just for even just watching. Click and play. But it'll be more on that. But for now, peace out.